Okay, everybody, listen up. Here's our plan. Okay, Chromebooks down. Old computer down. Thank you. Okay, tomorrow is a quizarini. Okay, I'm going to give you all the questions and all the answers right now. Okay, let's start with this one just because my screen is down, my computer's up. Okay, so here's the pictures. See, here's the pictures that I chose. I was happy. I was happy with these. Let me go full screen here. So once again, I am going to give you all the names. So you don't have to spell them, you just pick them. Okay, but it's going to have all 7. So the 7 are, okay, James Watson, Francis Crick, Morris Wilkins, Rosalind Franklin, okay, Erwin Chargaff, Charles Darwin, and Alfred Wallace. Okay, you pick those. Okay, so it'd be like a little check mark. Okay, this is the one this is the right one, correct? Okay, so who's this guy again? This is Chargaff. He's the one that said A's go with T, C's go with G's. Okay. Who's this one? Rosalind Franklin. Yeah, she's the one that, of course, took pictures of X-rays. She did not kill herself.
Okay. Technically,
she just didn't know.
She didn't know it was going to die. Okay. I mean, like, Weibel Shoe Store, which was where the AT&T store was, right on the corner of Walnut and Main Street here. That was a shoe store, and they used to take people's X-rays of their feet. They're like, that's how we'll properly give you the right shoe size. Like this X-rays in a shoe store. Like that's nobody thought it was like that. All those people did know. All right, all right, all right. Who's this? James Watson, Francis Crick, Alfred Wallace, Morris Wilkins, Chuck Darwin. Okay. All right. That's questions 1 through 7. Now, whoa, look at all this. Okay, now listen. Here's your guys. Here's your goal. Okay, your goal is to, once again, I hope, fingers crossed, everybody in the room will get an A+ on this. If so, I'll buy you pizza or something.
Wait, for
Okay,
tomorrow?
but everybody, this is tomorrow, but like, here's the deal. I know, like, I'm 27 years and not everybody's made it.
Right.
Okay, here we go. So remember, we got DNA, okay, deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, remember it's a double helix. Okay, okay. If I draw it though, it looks like this, and one side's a little bit longer. Okay, 5. What's 3? 5. 3, right? We know that it grows from what to what?
A to B.
5 prime to 3 prime, right? So when DNA comes in, if it's double stranded like this, okay, we got these enzymes that come in, they unzip it, new pieces come in. You did that for your e-learning, okay? And I hope that it's you can always go back to those if you're like, man, I just didn't get this. Okay, ultimately, remember, this is not like one of those classes where I just like, Bruce, I want you to learn this because it's important. Okay, like this stuff is like not only like you, right, but it's like stuff that like is happening in your body right now. Like just stuff blows me away. And maybe some of you are like, I don't care. Okay, but like this DNA like is inside your nucleus. The reason why your flies have certain eye color because the DNA made that, right? Today we'll learn a little bit more about that. Okay, but here's what you have to get. Not just you, but everybody in both classes. Okay, ATTCCGATA. Okay, this is one strand. Okay, all right, here we go. What is it? Okay, all right, now listen. Everyone always says like, oh, it's so easy. Okay, but focus. Also, don't go too quick. Like you're gonna like read it, go over it a couple times in your head. Like, did I get it wrong? Okay, Gracie. Oh, cool. So this was something. Well, in 8th grade, there's a little bit of this. Like you did Punnett squares, you should have, like, right? But
Yeah, I never really understood that.
all right, now listen.
Yeah, it's because you know.
Okay, this is yes.
I don't get it.
Okay, no, I'm glad. Okay,
Yeah.
all
Yeah, I
right.
wanna
So
see
this guy right here, I'm glad you said it. Okay, I'd rather you say that. Okay, this guy right here. Okay, this guy, Erwin Chargaff. Okay, everyone knew that DNA existed. Okay, here's the deal. Everyone knew that DNA was in there. Okay, but no one knew it was this structure. Okay, it wasn't until Watson and Crick saw the picture that Rosalind took. Okay, but this guy knew, Erwin Chargaff knew that there were these things called nitrogenous bases. Okay, so a nitrogen, part of a nitrogen there. Okay, that nitrogenous base. Hey, can you watch this one? Because like I think it's picking it up on the recording. I mean, you could. I don't care if you watch it, but just.
Whoa, whoa.
All right, now
whoa,
listen.
whoa.
Shh, now watch. So I've got a sugar, a phosphate, and this nitrogenous base. Okay, this is the sugar. This is the phosphate. This is the. It may be an adenine. It could be a thymine, and so on and so forth. Okay. Let me show you this thing. And by the way, a couple of you have not done your gizmos, so I'm going to grade those. Okay, but the one that you really need to look at, my class is here. Here we go. This is the one that's really, this is the one that I think is really going to help you. Okay, and here we go. It's called Build DNA. Okay, building DNA. Sorry, I should have just gone with it over there. Okay, so if you launch this gizmo, okay, what's going to happen is you're going to look at the pieces. Okay, so inside is the nucleus. Okay, that's where the DNA resides. So you're taking this over here. Now watch, if I try to build this like this, it's not going to work, right? I had to bring the phosphate in. It doesn't matter what order you put it in. You just have to bring those phosphates in. See, I can come down here and bring a T. I'm going to do this up here. So this is literally the part of the DNA. See, now I can't move that there. I got to bring another one of these guys in. I could go over here and bring this G in. Okay, I can come over here and bring this in here. Okay, I'm going to come over here. It doesn't matter what order I go in. Now, I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago, I had this prank where I called this girl up and I said, hey, I got your phone number. Let's make out. And it was my, the girl like pretended like she didn't know me, whatever. Okay. All right. See, that doesn't work either. Let's go up here. Let's see if that works. Okay. So that's one strand. Okay. Now remember, this is anti-parallel, right? So when I go over here, okay, it's like this, okay, but it's going to be a little bit different, but I've got to go A with the T. So if I try to go A to A, that's not going to match. It's going to bounce out of it. Okay. Yeah, round hole or something like my grandpa. Okay. So there we go. We got my C over here. Okay. Now, why is it allowing me to do this without the phosphates? Well, because I've already got that backbone going. Okay. So I got all this like going like this, but I'm not done, right? I got to put this together. Okay, and now I got to put my phosphates on there. Now, see, that doesn't work because here's my 5, right? Yeah, so this is going to be my 3 right there. So there you go, light bulb's on there. So there's my 5, there's my 3. So now I'm bringing up these phosphates, and notice how those balls, those blue balls, yeah, right there, they are attaching in between the sugars, right? Okay, so there I go. Okay, so here I go. Here's my 5, here's my 3, here's my 3, here's my 5. Now this is truly twisted. Okay, so this adenine only goes with this thymine. I couldn't put a C with the G. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Okay, great.
A's to T's, T's to G's. Yo, guys, come back to him.
So here's the great question. What's the 5? What's the point of the 5 and the 3? It's all about how the sugar's arranged. Okay, and notice how like this sugar's like tilted like this way, and this sugar's like tilted this way. Okay, they're pointed at different ways like that. It's all based on the carbons in the sugar. Okay, you don't need to know that. You just need to know that like this is the longer strand. We call that 5', and it's based on the carbons inside of that sugar. Okay. If you want to get into that deeper, you can do that. I can help you learn that more. I tend to not go that in depth because people are like, it gets like, that's more like an AP bio stuff. Okay, but it's all based on how the sugar is positioned. And this is kind of pointed up like this. And so we have this phosphate that's kind of sticking up on the end. So this is the longer side. This is the shorter side. This is the shorter side. This is the longer side. Now watch, everybody, okay? So remember, when we did mitosis, we were going to release the enzyme, and notice what happens. It goes in. So those are my keys, right? My key unzipped the unzipped the DNA. And now, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release this enzyme, and now I'm going to put my new pieces in, right? So this A, where's it going to go? Is it going to go with the T? No, I can't do that over there. I got to go over here like this. Okay, now I'm building the new DNA strand, and I'm using this enzyme to do it. Now, can anybody tell me right now? I mean, I love these gizmos. I'm a huge fan, but there's one thing that I hate about this particular one that I would change immediately. No, nice guess. I mean, there's something about the way they printed this, or the way there's one thing that I would change.
Not twisted.
I like that. That's not it. Okay, it's okay. I'll give you a hint. It's something to do with this one, and it's something to do with this one.
No, this must be flipped. Because
I wish it was upside down.
Yeah.
I like how we did it in our paper, because remember when you try to put your paper together, okay? It was like, you're like, it didn't go that way. It was flipped, right? Okay, I would like it flipped here. I mean, I get why they would do this, but like, it makes more sense in my head, okay? Because it's anti-parallel, right? The gizmos, okay? All right. Kai, does this help you or a little bit more? I just called you Kai. Sorry, Ash. Sorry about that. Okay. Does this make sense, Ash? Okay, good. Okay. All right. Now, let me get your flies out of the freezer. Okay. And then, but hold on a second, because we are going to go to the gym and you're going to need your papers.
What?
Your Okay, you and who else? Who else? Oh, you. Do you guys need pictures?
Yes. Wait. Whoa.
You guys have pizza
Yeah,
dishes?
what would you say?
You two have pizza dishes in there.
Yes, I have a piece of it. Petri dish.
Okay, good.
People blame things on me too. First it was
I'm on top of these things.
Okay, now listen.
I mean, first guy, the homicide incident.
What?
I really don't know if that's a good thing.
Okay, now hold on a second. Okay, now listen. Here's the deal. All right. So now's kind of the big next step. Okay, and we're gonna model this in the gym or in the hallway, kind of depending on if there's any, I don't know if there's anybody in the gym. Okay, so if you're watching this, if you're, oh yeah, there is, right? Because Zach didn't pick up his flies on Friday. That's all right. We'll figure it out. Okay, so listen. Okay, we're gonna go model this. We'll come back. Okay, I'm gonna leave this recording and I'll kind of tell everybody what's gonna happen. Okay, so we know that DNA replicates. We just showed that on the gizmo, right? So now, like, so what? Okay, now remember my pie. My pie was this. Okay, here's mitosis. Here's prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, right? But the majority of time was spent in interphase. That's replicating this DNA. Okay, why am I replicating the DNA? Because I need to make an eyeball. I need to make a wing. I need to make a leg, okay? Right? I need to do that, okay? But that's not how I'm making it. I'm only generating the code for that. Okay, the joke was that I got the phone number of that girl, right? I called her up and she's like, never call me again. Okay, but it's not the number that I want. I want her tongue in my mouth. Okay, all right. Okay, yeah. If I try to make out that piece of paper, it's gonna be a bloody mess, right? Okay, I want the girl. The DNA is the phone number. Okay. All of you amino acids out there, those amino acids are taking the phone number and turning them into the girl, okay, the protein, right? Okay, I'm going to show you how we're going to do that in a second, okay? So DNA people, hold up your paper. DNA people, where's my DNA people? Do you need a new paper? Do you remember what your letters were? ACT. That's okay.
Oh my God, it's 5. That's a cool. I had 5 red heroes and 5 red heroes. 5.
Red females? Red males, you mean? I mean, white males?
Yeah, right.
Okay, I thought you said white females and white.
I have one that just hatched.
Yay!
There's 2 red ones. She don't need it.
Yeah, there's 2 here.
There's 2
Yeah,
red.
because the right hand, there's like the black on the back is the male.
Someone please help me explain what scientific is gonna do.
I wanna hang
Hey,
Are you done with your baby?
Put the lid back on.
They just need air.
No.
They just need air.
they just need some oxygen. Why are you gonna kill it?
All right, everybody mask up and follow me. Mask up and follow me.
I don't like this thing on my foot.
Don't kill it.
I'm not. You just blew it out.
There's one right here. No, it's right here.
We're doing the.
Well, my partner's not
You
here.
killed it.
Really? Really?
Look at it. Look at
It
it.
wouldn't be dead if you didn't blow on.
There's blood on the table now. Let me get my stuff. Really quick.
Where did you all go?
We went to a hallway and created a DNA. Or at least
We were tortured.
structure of it.
Pringles. 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 Pringles.
But how would
No, what?
he put it?
He asked if
Isaac,
Oh.
faster.
Do you think I can jump out?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody take a seat. Let's talk. Hey, let's talk because I want to make sure you get this. Everybody sit. All right, here's what we got.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick little sketch. Okay, here we go. Here's the nucleus. Here's the DNA inside the nucleus. It's all nice, a nice double helix. Okay, in comes the mRNA. The mRNA makes a copy and it leaves. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like this. Okay, so this is the mRNA. Okay, the M, by the way, stands for messenger. It's taking the message of DNA and it's taking it to be translated. Okay, we want to know like what it means. Like that phone number, okay, that I called for that girl means nothing. Okay, yes.
Video we watched or RNA?
Yeah, rRNA. I'm getting to that. Thanks for asking. rRNA is the ribosome. I like to call the ribosome the chompers because it is the assembly line. This moves through and the rRNA, the ribosome, puts it all together. If you remember from the other day, look at this. Stick with me here, guys. The faster I get through this, the more time I'll have to chill. This is the nucleus. Okay, DNA can't leave. DNA is always going to be inside there. mRNA comes in and it goes over here to these little dots, which are the ribosomes. The ribosomes put everything together. Now, the messenger RNA, okay, you're aligned, okay? You're just hanging out until the tRNA comes over here, okay, and it's 3 letters, and it brings the amino acids. The amino acids then join together to make the protein. Now, in the video we watched the other day, it also mentioned that this 3-letter area is called the codon, and that this 3-letter is called the anticodon. Okay, so just think codon and opposite of the codon. So if this is UAA, then this would be AUU, right? It's the opposite letters. Are y'all with me on this?
Yeah.
Think like, if you can't remember it, think like Christ or Antichrist, which by the way, I know who the Antichrist is, and like, don't make a guess because you're going to be wrong, but I'll tell you if you want to know. Man.
Yeah, who is it?
Okay, you ready for this? I mean, like, it makes sense. As soon as I say it, you'll be like, oh my God, he's right, man. Are you ready for this? Okay, right. Like, I hope I don't upset anybody. Okay, but I'm just going to tell you. Here it is. You ready? It is, man. It is. And like, stay away from this person. Okay? No, it's not.
No.
They're not here. No. Are you ready? It's Barney. Think about it, man. He's a T-Rex. He wants to hug children. Hi, kids. Come over here and give me a hug. And he gets them and he eats them and kills them. Right? Think about it. I love you. You love me. You're gonna die. It's 100% true. Look at, you could Google this, man. There are no living members of the cast of Barney. They're all dead, man. They're all dead.
How do we get into this topic?
Codon, anticodon. Christ, antichrist. The antichrist is Barney. Think about it. Yes.
Just to have like you seeing the Barney Rubble, are we sure like you're not Barney?
That's weird.
Not in 4K, bro. I'm at
Let's go. If we're being honest.
Alright, then who's the opposite of
I
Barney?
like to see children.
You do Barney?
No.
I bet he's gonna.
Should I go? Should I go?
Did you really scream for real? I love it, right? I love it, right? He said, watch him, he's gonna come through the door.
Avery, I got it on video.
I didn't actually do
Ice cream. Birdworth. You know who I think it is?
Who?
Hello Kitty.
Oh, could be.
She was literally created by a lady that wanted her daughter not to be sick anymore. So she sold her soul to the devil to create a devilish character to lead children to the devil.
You're too far ahead, Bruce.
So Helen
What?
Kitty is the Antichrist.
Honestly,
Look it up.
it could be Helen Keller.
Whoa.
All right. We're going too far. We're going too far. Okay, listen. Okay, come on. Come back to me. Okay, real quick.
What?
One last
Not
thing.
true.
Shh. One last
They
thing.
were
Here we go.
borrowing her.
Okay, so we've got our flies, right? Remember our driving question here. Okay, give me like 2 minutes and we'll stop. Our driving question here is like, we've got these cells. How do these cells eventually turn into flies? Okay, it all comes down to this. This is not, I'm not trying to like teach you something, right? I just really want you to get the big picture. Why do we have this fly that was this one stupid little cell and now it's got like red eyes or white eyes and wings and legs and all that stuff? Okay, mitosis happens because we divide our cells. Okay, we know that the DNA drives what that's going to be, but this process that we just did in the hallway, okay, that process is all based on, okay, taking the code and turning it into what we want, whether that be a wing, okay, an eyeball, a leg, or making out with a girl, okay, or a guy, or whatever you want. Okay, there we go. Are you all with me on this? This is called replication. This is called transcription. Okay, I'm transcribing like the message, and this is called translation, right? Or protein synthesis. I'm making protein. And remember, those proteins have to be folded, okay, to do the right thing, and that's a whole other science. Okay, what questions do you have? All the questions. Somehow we got into, someone asked me like in the other class, and this might be worth mentioning here. Okay, like they were like, well, like what happens like to your cells over time? Like your cells die. Like that's the point. You have to make more cells. Like tonight when you take a dump, like I hope you have a big old dump. Okay, I hope it's a good, healthy, like a baby's arm, right? Okay. Okay. When you take a look at that dump tonight, okay, when you look at that, it's probably going to be brown. I will tell you on a side note that one time, this is a dark time in my life, but I like looked at my poop and it was green, like bright green. I was like, what happened? I thought like, I was watching a lot of X-Files back in the day. I thought, man, am I an alien? And then I remembered like I was depressed and I ate a whole bag. They don't make these anymore, but they were called guacamole Doritos. And they were Doritos and they were green. So you had some? Did you have some? You know what I'm talking about? They're pretty good. Okay, so like I looked at my poop and it was the food coloring that like changed the color of my poop. But tonight, hopefully your poop is kind of brown. Why is it brown? Okay, because some of that's going to be your dead blood cells. Your blood cells right now are not the same blood cells that you had at the beginning of the year. Okay, about every 40 days, you're going to get new blood cells. Okay, right? Your cells have to die because they don't work after time. If you take anatomy, right now we've got this project going on anatomy, and I'm learning new stuff. Today I learned that that your endocrine system, okay, there's this really cool study that's going on, and the students told me this, not me, but they're looking at the endocrine system with age. And we all know that like getting older, like things change for sure, but like what literally does happen to your cells? And they're looking at people in their 80s, 90s, and in your endocrine system, that's what makes your hormones. Okay, so if you're like wondering, like, why does this lady at Timbercrest have a mustache, right? And she's 85 years old. Well, part of it is an endocrine system thing. Estrogen goes away, testosterone, okay, rises, and boom, you'll have some, dude. All right, any questions?